Welcome to Boise Real Estate Podcast, Unhinged and Unplugged. I'm Rob,
I'm Lee.
and today we are talking about home prices.
Oh, that's kind
And
of a scary subject.
it is a little bit. It's not as scary as I think some people make it out to be, but I think it's a point of frustration pretty much for everybody who's looking to get into real estate.
Yeah, and I think right now, well, at least for us here in Boise, it's not as bad as people think it is.
Yeah,
Because prices are still up here. I mean, for a buyer, that may not be a great thing, but sellers are still holding pretty well. They're just holding longer on the market, which gives buyers a chance to negotiate, which is very cool.
yeah, we've seen our days on market go up. We have not seen our prices really do much.
No, but I do like where we're at right now because for the first time in a long time, I feel like yes, prices are holding, but you're seeing some price reductions, which in a normal market you're going to see those. You're seeing more negotiations, which I like. So now I feel like it's more of an even playing field.
Yeah, it's
And
not one side trying to rush.
yeah, and it's been a seller's market. I mean, technically we're still a seller's market, but it's been a seller's market so strong for so long that I just feel like buyers have just been getting beat up.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel so that kind of brings me to my next thing. I see it all the time. People are like, "Oh, I'm waiting for the next housing crash. I'm waiting for the next, big price adjustment."
Right.
What is your 2 cents on that?
I don't think, at least here, I don't think we're going to see one. I know there are places in the nation that are seeing drastic price adjustments. And, but I'm just not seeing it here. I'm not feeling it here. Buyers are still okay with the pricing here. And I kind of just see this market where we're at just kind of hanging out. And I also look at it and go, if you've got a major price adjustment, like, I mean, major, then there's other things going on
Yeah,
that may not be all that rosy and shiny because you're going to think, oh, great, housing prices are down. Now I can buy a house. Well, chances are the rest of your world probably isn't so great.
yeah. I think that's one, 2008 obviously was
I was trying to not say 2008.
trying to. No, you have to. But I think the big thing with that one is that was kind of the first time that the housing market and the banking industry caused its own downfall.
Oh, it's the first time ever that the housing market has caused a recession.
Right. So I look at that and I go, okay, so if outside of '08, the housing market is always affected by external factors,
Right.
right? So again, if you see those prices start to collapse, it's probably, if history taught us anything, is that means there's other places in the economy that are really, really struggling.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, you want housing to do the natural ups and downs.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be every 7 years you could kind of expect a shift. Well, we stayed in the seller's market for what, 11 years?
Yeah, and the other thing that I find interesting too is and we talk about this in our office all the time, especially when we do stats and stuff, is Boise was rated as the number one or number two overinflated market, and they were taking numbers, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think they were taking numbers from 2002 to up to the crash,
Uh huh.
right? And I think what people didn't realize was how undervalued Boise was then. I mean, you could find homes all day long for 100 grand, $120,000.
Oh, even that's, I mean, when I was selling a ton of investment stuff, we were literally selling houses to investors, nice little 3 bedroom, 2 bath tract homes for $60,000.
Yeah.
This was in the 2000s. This is not back in 1980.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were so undervalued that we had to do something.
We had it just naturally with the growth and stuff, because it was funny as we were growing then,
Oh yeah.
but our prices hadn't gotten, crazy or way up.
We were still kind of hidden under a rock.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not, yes, we were growing, but we hadn't been discovered yet.
Yeah. I think we can say that ship has sailed.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah. Average out. Well, let's see. 2015, I bought my first house for $168,000 in Boise. A modern house, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,800 square feet, 2 car garage.
And sold it for?
I sold it for 310.
Didn't it just come back on the market again for well over that?
Yeah. Oh, it's I want to say it was 490.
Yeah, I mean that's just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one big thing that I think we have to, and I just did an interview with the chamber and I brought this up.
Yeah. Oh, I know where you're gonna go with this. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, so like Boise's always been considered like the smaller town, right? Especially for our people that are from LA or Seattle or any of the major metros, right?
Right.
The Bay Area, whatever it is. And Boise always was like, we were like more considered to be like with Twin Falls.
Yeah, we're not even a little brother. We're like a second cousin, sixth removed or something.
Yeah, like we always got compared to like the smaller farm towns, and for a while that kind of made sense when we were undervalued. But now that our population exploded, I mean, I want to say we're like 890,000 metro
Right.
population. The million person mark, you write this down, at a million people, look at histories of cities. You think a real estate market is tough or expensive now, you're going to start seeing some pockets once you see that million that just shoot through the roof, especially because we're getting a lot of tech jobs. We're getting a lot of company growth here.
Yeah,
Micron's expanding.
and I think you're right. I think for the size of the city that we are, our prices are not out of line.
No, when you compare us, yes, we're closer to them than like let's say the smaller town somewhere. Um, but like we're still more affordable than Seattle. We're still more affordable than any of the big California metros, right? We're still more affordable than Portland.
And I think what people look at too, and I don't even want to go down this rabbit hole too much, but people look at our prices, but then they also look at our wages
Yeah, and that's a tough pill to swallow.
because our wages are lower.
Yeah,
And it's like you don't get to go play with the big boys and then not pay.
right. And I think that's that is probably one of the biggest discrepancies in our housing.
Yeah.
And this is like this in a lot of other places, but we are starting to see the have-nots type of situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
And cost of living used to be extremely cheap here.
Yeah.
And now I think it's more the norm with the exception of utilities, which are super cheap here.
Well, do you remember like years ago when we'd go to like a big city and we'd have to buy something simple and we're like, how much is it?
Oh, or go out to dinner.
Go out to dinner. It was like, okay, I guess we're doing that once.
Yeah, it was like you'd got to dinner and it'd be like $200 and you'd be like, holy crap, how do these people do this?
Now that's here.
That's here.
That's here now. That's yeah.
That's
we were slow
that's
to
going
it.
to Wendy's.
Yeah. We're slow. That's what is it? Natty Light and Wendy's night.
Yeah,
And it's $200. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you do have to start comparing Boise to that city mindset though, and I don't think a lot of people have. Or if people are coming from a city, they don't know why Boise would be considered a big city because in their world it's not. But you really just have to look at the data. Like our metro is big enough now. We are a place that can hold these prices where they're at. Obviously we're proving it right now.
Well, and we still don't have shopping, but nobody has shopping anymore.
No, it's all online. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But we do have the concerts now. We do have the events now. And what I still like though about this whole little sub area we live in is that yes, things have gotten more expensive in the entertainment world, but you can still go to a concert, you can still go to a ballet, you can still go to those things, and they are less expensive than the big cities.
Yeah, they are.
And
Yeah.
you can actually get a ticket like sometimes the same week.
Yeah. Yeah, we still have that barely.
Yeah.
That's hanging on barely. I think price wise though, people don't have to give up what they used to have to give up to live in Boise.
Right.
I think you have everything that every major city pretty much has. Maybe on a little bit different scale than an LA or a Seattle, but we probably have it. If you're into this or that, we probably have something that will float your boat here.
Yeah.
Right. And so unless you just want the best of this or that that's in a city, you can live in Boise now.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to keep our prices up there because now it's not really a compromise. So yeah, people don't save the money they used to by moving here, but they're also not giving up
they have
a lifestyle anymore.
Exactly.
And I think for a long time it was, I'll live in Boise because it's cheaper and I'll give up these other things.
Yeah. So let me throw it back at you. What do you think prices are going to do?
Pending something coming from the outside of the housing market, I don't see our prices moving at all, really. If anything has proven that our prices are going to hold strong. And if there was one area that I thought, oh, this might do it, it was when we had the interest rate hike.
Yeah.
And yet our prices stayed steady.
Yeah.
That was, think about it this way. That was an active agency, the U.S. government, trying to slow the economy down.
It didn't work.
And it didn't even blip on the housing radar.
Right.
Which means the demand for housing is extremely strong. The second part to that is you have the largest generation out there, the millennial generation, right? That was late to the game. We graduated during the financial crisis. We finally got our stuff together and we got through COVID and prices spiked through the roof, right? So you've got a huge backlog of millennials who have not owned homes yet that still want to. People still want to own a home. They may not want the same type of properties we used to want, but they still want to own their own home.
Which is good to hear, because there was that period where millennials, they didn't want to have anything to do with buying a home.
Well, no, and I think a lot of that came from how many
They
millennials
watched their parents
lose everything in '08.
Right.
All of a sudden
Yeah.
in their world, and it's a totally logical thought, housing is not a safe bet.
Yeah, owning a home, that
That could be a huge liability. That
Exactly.
could sink you financially. And I think a lot of people got that mindset. Now we've seen,
well, we've
and
gotten older now.
we've all gotten older. We've looked at the data. '08 was a weird thing that happened. I mean, really weird.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated when you look back on it now, but the one thing that I always laugh at was like the graphs that they show of the inventory levels and the housing prices.
Oh yeah.
Those two things should never be traveling in the same
Mm-mm.
direction.
No.
And we had like tons of supply and prices were just shooting through the roof.
We just happened to hit it at the same time that everybody discovered Boise.
Yeah, we did.
So supply and demand
Yeah, and we
drove that.
and even in Boise, we did not get hit nearly as
No.
hard as other places did. I mean, we definitely got hit, but everybody did, but like not nearly as hard.
So do you feel like with prices staying where they are, or continuing that 4 to 6% appreciation that we're kind of seeing right now, are there still opportunities here?
Oh, 100%. Because I think too, like you have to remember, where's our trajectory, right? We are still the smaller city of the cities, right?
Right.
Which means we're still growing. So the thing about buying in a good market is a growing market, not necessarily because the housing numbers say everything is good, but we're growing. Boise is one of those safe bets as far as like pending disaster. I mean, we're going to keep growing. Things are more. And if you get in a popular area right now, there's still especially if you're looking to buy and live in it for a few years, there's still massive upside to buying real estate, because I know there's neighborhoods out there that I'm looking at now that I go, oh, it's 800,000. That's going to be 1.2 million in a few years.
Well, and we're listing a couple houses that are, in that $500,000 range, that are older homes that, oh my gosh, you put a little bit of sweat equity into them, and now you've got a house that's worth $700,000-800,000.
Oh yeah, these older like 60s, 70s, 80s homes that they built back when Idaho was really small, that are on half an acre.
I know, that's really cool.
Like the land value too changes with the city. So a lot of like, it's not just about construction costs. It's not just about this or that. The little piece of dirt that you're buying, that has its own value. I even showed on our tax records, right?
It's broken down,
Here's the land value. Here's the improved value.
And a half an acre in any city?
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah, it's like now you look back and you can like drive through like LA, for example, right? And these older neighborhoods built in the 20s and 30s, right? And they were extravagant homes when they were built. Now they're just crazy, right? They're on an acre near downtown LA. You're like, how? How? Because that would never get built today. And I think that's the other thing too. Those homes, if you're willing to do the work, you got such an upside, because you can't replace the land. The house can be completely torn down or remodeled or whatever, but the land you're sitting on, especially in a city, that's a sweet spot.
Well, what people don't realize is and don't quote me on this because this may not still be accurate, but I believe it is, we're the fourth biggest city in the region.
Yeah, because so there's...
You got Seattle, Portland, Tacoma, and us.
Yeah, and
then Spokane likes to play, but they're...
Yeah, they haven't... They're
not growing.
Yeah, they haven't... Well, they are, but not like we are.
Not like... No.
But I think, too, like, I always loop Tacoma in with Seattle because...
Oh, they get their own line.
Yeah, they're all... I mean, if you can commute from one town to the other to work...
I know, but they do. They get their own line.
Oh, I know. But no, so I think you've basically got the Seattle Metro, the Portland Metro, and then us.
And us. Oh.
And that's it. And I mean... And then the next thing is closest to us, which is actually closer than those two, is Salt Lake City.
Yeah, which for some reason doesn't get counted in our region because it's far enough to the east.
Most isolated city in the lower 48. We're out here all by ourselves.
Us in Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I think prices are probably going to keep staying for all those that are waiting for the crash. I don't see it coming. Obviously, the world's a crazy place, and pending a natural disaster or something horrific happening in a region,
Yeah.
I don't really see it hurting us. And I think that Boise is justified in its prices if the other cities are going to stay where they're at. Then I don't see why Boise would. Now I know like Seattle's having, a bunch of inventory come on the market. We'll see how that affects our market, but I don't see a massive change. If anything, the inventory I think will cause us to do that little shift that we talk about, that
Right.
6 to 7 year
Yeah.
normal shift.
Yeah.
Not something pending happening, just more listings come on the market. We get a little overbuilt. The overbuilt thing, I don't think that's ever going to happen around here. I get it. It does happen in certain regions, but we grow so fast.
Yeah, we do. And yes, things have slowed down. So I know the contractors are feeling, they're feeling the pinch a little bit, but they haven't quit building.
No. I think if anything, they learned even back in '08 again.
Yeah.
A lot of builders learned to sit on land. And that's okay instead of building it right away. Wait for the buyers, build the houses. And so you're seeing them own a bunch of land,
Yeah.
but nothing's happening on a lot of it. Not yet. But it will. We've seen it.
Yeah.
What's our famous? I remember when that used to be a field.
The what?
The Idaho T-shirt. I remember when that used to be a field.
Oh, yeah. 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 No kidding. So no, I think the moral of the story is prices are going to remain steady and there's still opportunities out there.
Yeah, it's more about playing the interest rate game.
There's got to be a strategy. There has
Yeah.
to, yeah. And I like the word game, even though, let's say kind of is a game. It's like investment. It's kind of a game. And for once, again, buyers get to look at the strategy, take their time, negotiate, and actually have a reason behind what the decisions that they make, and not that they're just being shoved into them because if they don't, they won't get a house.
Yeah.
So I love that part of it because we actually get to sit down and make a plan. So cool.
Yeah. Right on. All right. Anything to add?
No, I think we're good.
All right.
Just come buy houses. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Things are doing pretty well in Boise. All right, guys. As always, we're going to jump into a few stats after this. But thanks for stopping by. And
Absolutely.
We will make sure our people get all this information. And if you want to buy, you should buy.
Catch you
Basically what we're
next
telling
month.
you. Yeah. Catch you next month.